Yo, 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 this your boy Larry, and I'm chilling and vibing with Ameera. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Hey, I appreciate you for coming to chill and vibe.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's what
Ameera,
we do.
oh yeah. So where you from?
Originally from Richmond, Virginia, good old Richmond, Virginia. And now I reside in Houston. So yeah.
Texas. So how life out there? How was that transition?
I've kind of been here and there. I lived in Denver before. Super cold, hated it. Came down here because I'm a sun baby all the way. And, I like nature myself. I live near the water. I want to hear some birds chirping, seeing alligators and stuff. So, you know, I'm a sun child, but it's chill. It's super busy out here. Traffic is crazy. There's lots to do if you're into that sort of thing. A lot of good people.
So you in H-Town. You ever saw Megan Thee Stallion?
No, I haven't honestly. I've heard her stuff, but I have never seen her live. No, I be in the booth too. Busy in the booth and being a mom and stuff. But I don't really get out much. I'm kind of a homebody.
So like, how did you get into music?
Well, first it was just because all my friends, what's popular and I wanted to do it. But then it, like, as I became a teenager, it kind of came solace for me and like an outlet for healing and expression because I was going through a lot. Like I had a really rough childhood. So I kind of got into it, to find some sort of like solace in what I was going through. Yeah. So I was singing in jazz band and in choir, and that's how I got into it.
So who inspired you? Growing up, who you had listened to?
Well, honestly, Ella Fitzgerald, she was like one of the first vocalists that I kind of like listened to and studied and try to, mimic a lot of the vocal cadence that she was doing. And she was just so good at it. And I wouldn't say that I ever like mastered the technique of scatting, but that whole like foundation of jazz, that jazzy sound came from her. And of course, all the other great singers that we were listening to back then, Mariah Carey, Brandy, I used to love Celine Dion, Alicia Keys. I was listening to everyone that everybody else was listening to, so just kind of a melting pot of different sounds, really. Yeah.
So your song "Shine Bright." What inspired
Mhm.
you to write that song?
Well, I think that we all possess a gift within us, and there's something that we all want to do. But there's this voice in the back of our head that constantly tells us that we can't do it, or we're not enough, or we're not worthy, or no one would like it. You know what I mean? So that's my song to myself and to others to say that, you can. And you were given this gift for a reason, so you should do it. You know what I mean? So, especially if it's God given. So that's what that song is about.
Independent or record label? Which one you prefer?
Definitely independent for sure. Yeah. And
Why?
I'm why? Well, you know, from my experience, and maybe a lot of artists can relate to this, is when I did that whole being signed to a record label, I kind of clashed with people who were managing me and the label and, what the message was and what my identity would be and what I was going to be putting out there. And I'm a sovereign being with my own autonomy, and I know the message and the voice that I want to carry. I don't really want that to be changed to fit some type of mold, and in today's time, like everything is at the touch of your fingers with technology and social media. So if you really want to do it, like you can do it, and there's platforms and services, that are there to assist you. So it's probably the best time to be an independent artist, and you don't necessarily have to rely on a huge conglomerate like you used to. There's a lot of freedom there, and I like that.
Yeah, and it's all about building your fan base up. Because once you got your fan base, that's all. I mean, that's who supports you.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. And I think that's where I am right now with, trying to build that fan base up. But it definitely separates you from, like, let's say, the people who really want to put the work in versus, if you just kind of do it as a hobby. And no shade either way, but it's gonna take you, getting up, recording that video, doing that piece of content to put yourself out there. So yeah, I think you're right on that.
And you never know that one content could be that hit. You could be one content away from just blowing up and making millions.
Yeah, you don't know, right? You never
I
know.
mean, I mean, look a hot tour.
Yeah,
Like that's crazy. She went from working at a mattress place to a millionaire.
yeah, that is crazy, and it's not that far out of reach. It's really not.
So who would you like to do a collaboration with in the future?
That's a really, really good question. I love India Ari. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love everything that she stands for. Like, she just seems like she has a beautiful soul. I would love to do a collaboration with her. Brandy seems like someone that would just have a lot of wisdom, and that would be awesome. And then I do also love Janae Aiko, so she would be cool to do a collaboration with. Or Umi. Have you ever heard Umi before?
No, I never heard.
Yeah, you gotta look her up. She's dope. I'm not sure if she's signed or not, but I just love her music. She's a wonderful singer, and she's all about oneness and unity and love, and she does meditation and everything like that. So she's pretty cool.
No, we was talking off camera. You were celebrating the little one birthday. I want to say happy birthday from Uncle Larry.
Thank
But
you, thank you.
how do how do you balance, being a mother and being a independent artist?
It's really, really hard. I often ask people, for their wisdom, like people who've been in our shoes before. I think you really have to be mindful of, what your needs are and replenishing yourself before you can replenish other people. But I think that after you have kids, it takes your drive to a whole nother level. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just you're doing it for, you're doing it for them. And it's really hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's very hard. Some days you just need a break. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Some type of routine, and not being afraid to ask for help when you need it, and then also understanding how much you can actually take on. You know what I mean? And this is something I'm definitely trying to work through myself and asking for help and having that support system. Because it's okay. You're doing the best that you can. So yeah,
Yeah, me being a single dad, man, I learned it takes a village. It's not easy.
yeah,
It's not, don't be afraid to ask for help,
yeah,
because for one, you can't always be there. You know, you might have to be
yeah,
at a job, you might have to go do something, but you might need
hmm,
somebody to watch the little one. Trust me, I know about it. And
yeah,
it's a process, man. A lot of people be afraid to ask for help, but what I'm saying, I tell everybody, don't be afraid, man, because hey, the other person, they needed help too, and they might need help in another way that you can
hmm,
assist them in.
yeah. You preaching. I'm gonna take that one because I need that. I think as women too, it's like. And I can't speak for men. I know men have a completely different fight they have to deal with in the world, especially being a man of color, and that's a whole other road. But I'm not going to steer off too far. But as women, I feel like we feel the need to bear everything on our shoulders and be that one woman band. And people will say, "Oh, you're Superwoman," but you're really not. It's like I don't want to be Superwoman. And like you said, it's okay to ask for help and having to like learn to unlearn the things that we were taught growing up. Like you do need help. So, you know, try to ask. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It just, saying the world different now. Everything costs more. It's more
Hmm.
expensive, more stressful, and
Hmm.
more on us men also. Because granted, we here to provide. So me, like I work a lot, 7 days a week,
Hmm.
sometimes 20 hours a day. I don't know how I do it, but like you say, once you have a child, your ambition and your dedication towards that child, it
Hmm.
changes. Like when my daughter was born, before she was born, when I knew she was on the way, I got two jobs, and I'm like, my mom always said, "Well, why you working so hard?" I'd rather
Hmm.
be over prepared than not prepared at all.
Right. I respect that. I respect that. The world definitely needs more men, like you, but then also, the man and the woman coming together to understand each other because like you said, you're going through something entirely different than what we're going through, but that also needs to be honored and respected. Because, the differences in masculine and feminine sometimes, I don't think we always understand each other's role. We women, we look at a man and go, "Oh, he's a man. He's supposed to provide." But at the same time, when that man steps out the door, he has to deal with all kinds of things coming at him. You know what I mean? So it's tough on both sides. And, you know, I think educating ourselves, learning how we can, grow our dollar, buy land, grow food, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that we don't have to be so stressed out, come up with a plan, But yeah.
It's all about working together, man. And I'm still on this, finding my queen that I can
Hmm.
build with. Like a man and a woman come together, build an empire together, and you know what I'm saying, just flourish from that. And it's not hard, but I think it's
Hmm.
social media also. Like everybody want to live that social media life and they want
Hmm.
to be in the limelight. But when you go home, you know what I'm saying, nobody don't know what's going behind closed doors.
No, yeah. I feel that. I feel that. I don't think that we've been taught what it means to work together. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
you want to be a team, but don't nobody, people are like the team of I. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm finna get. This is what I'm finna do. This is how I'm finna succeed. You know what I mean? But it's gonna take some humility and like sacrifice on both parts to come together to build something for the greater good. So I think that we need to like reprogram our minds. You know what I mean? Because like today, it's like I'm independent. You know what I mean? I'm strong. I'm independent, and I respect that. I respect a woman who has drive and has her own money and her own mind. But like you said, at the same time, it's about coming together and what you could build together. So yeah.
But like the world we live in today, it's like women been so independent so long, they don't know how to accept when a man come in and let him be the man because they still want to be independent. It's different now. Like I was dating this woman, and you know what I'm saying, me and her was, well, we was engaged, not dating, engaged. So I had wanted to take her son to the barbershop. Like, hey, me and little man, he go with me, get our hair cut. He said, nah, he been going to this barber since he been little. I said, all right, cool. I'll take him to that barber. No, I'm gonna
Yeah.
take him. Now it's crazy because like she told me the barber tried to hit on her before. So now I'm thinking like, well, what you and him got going on? Like one, you don't want him to go with me, but you still want to go to this barber that you tell me trying to hit on you.
Yeah. I feel you. I feel you. It's tough. It's tough out here in these streets, in these dating
But
streets.
but it was crazy though because she wanted to take my daughter to her hairstylist. And I ain't had no problem with it. I'm like, hey, go ahead and take her. Hey, that's stress off my back, Hey, I get to go,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, rest a little bit. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like it's all about working together and like, in that situation, like we kept bumping heads about those conversations and I'm like,
Mhm.
just it didn't work. Eventually,
Yeah.
we ended up bumping heads for real, and we just
Mhm.
like this ain't gonna work.
Hey, it's good. It's better when you recognize early on, instead of dragging
Yeah.
it out.
That what my dad said too. He was like, well, at least you ain't got married, so you was engaged, but at least you ain't, you know what I'm saying, went all the way in.
And
That's
that's
a
that's
process.
a whole another headache there. So yeah, you kind of gotta
Yeah. Yeah, I probably would have had some gray hair right now if that would have went through.
be.
So like, what's the difference, that you notice in the music, the R&B today and the R&B back in the day?
That's a really good question.
But not just R&B, music, period.
I really think it depends on like what your sound is because I notice, with music is it's kind of like nothing really new under the sun. You know, People kind of borrow from this sound, borrow from that sound. Things that came out in the 70s, you kind of hear it being respun today in a different way or a different vibe. You know what I mean? I feel like we had a period of like the mumble rappers, and I'm sure that's still a thing to some degree, but I really do feel like people are coming back around to just that like natural creative expression and whatever that may be. And maybe it's because I'm an independent artist. And I listen to more of that sound. So I'm hearing all kinds of things in all kinds of genres that remind me of different periods of music with sprinkles of, a more of a modern sound. So yeah, that's what I think.
Well, my personal take, I feel like today's rap, they just telling it how it is. Sexy Red, for example, he just tell it how it is. Like back in the day, you know what I'm saying, Juvenile, he was kind of the streak. He'll say back that thing up. But today they don't even say that. They just tell you what they want you to do.
Oh God. Oh, I know. Well, yeah, in that sense, yeah, that's like it's got a little bit more like straight to the point, explicit. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I really, like it depends on what type of sound you're going for. But yeah, like if you was listening to Lil Wayne and all them, I can see where you're coming from. But it's like I'm listening like Kendrick and like
Oh yeah, yeah.
E40 and like
Yeah. Ooh.
yeah, like like more of a like a organic sound to the artist. So I guess it depends on where you're coming from. J. Cole
Yeah.
and people like that. Yeah.
Yeah, not them lyricals, goddess, like
Yes,
they give you the
yes.
lyrics, but like some of this other music, I be like, man, what the world? I mean, hey, they got their crowd though. I swear they got their crowd. And I mean everybody got their fan base, man. Everybody got their fan base, but it's something just not for me.
No, I stay in my lane all day.
So if somebody would wanna, saying listen to your music, how could they?
Yeah, so I'm on all platforms. IG, TikTok, YouTube. If you want to listen to my music, you can check me out on Spotify, Apple Music, all the streaming platforms. Under my name, Ameera Malyka, and it's Malyka. Malyka. But yeah, check me out, man. Come find me.
So Amira, what advice would you give a young artist just getting in the game? What would you tell them?
I would most definitely say, follow your intuition. Stay true to yourself. Continue to evolve. Don't listen to what other people have to say. Do what you want. And don't give up. You know what I mean? Because that's the rule. Like you're going to crack the code. You just don't know when you're gonna crack, but you're most definitely going to crack the code. So
Well, Amir, I appreciate you for coming to chill and vibe. But before we go, let everybody know what we doing.
you chilling and vibing. You're
Appreciate you.
alrighty. Thanks, man.